Coach, in the third quarter, when you called the timeout, lose it by 10, and the team come back with a 15-0 run, which one was the message to your players in that timeout?
Well, I think it was more or less that we just had to keep our mental in a positive place. It's easy to get frustrated. So, just talking about staying positive, staying together, and that we have to do this as a group. It's not just one person who's going to pull us out of this hole. And I thought the group responded in a positive way.
Coach, I wanted to ask about the hack a Shaq on Lively. He responded really well, I felt like, especially in the last few minutes of the game. Can you just tell me how you thought he responded to all that?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I thought Kai did a great job of telling him on the bench, don't run, just take the foul, let's go make the free throws. And that, I think, helped with being comfortable. I think for a young man to be in that situation, it's great. As a rookie, to be able to step up and make the free throws. But I thought was even better if he didn't make it, we were able to, rely on each other on the defensive end to get stops. So I thought, no matter what happened at the free throw line, the guys were in a great place on the defensive end.
This obviously was a brawl of a game. How comfortable are you guys with these physical, with that physical style, and how satisfying is it that you can play that, as opposed to maybe some of the teams that you've had here even earlier this year?
Yeah, I think since March we've enjoyed the physical play, and we're built to be a physical team. If it's going to be called tighter in Game 4, then we have to pivot or just make that adjustment. But I thought the guys absorbed the physical play. Oklahoma City is a really good team, and they were physical. And I thought, again, being able to do the little things to help us win. And if it's going to be physical, we're up for it. As you have mentioned, maybe in the past we weren't. But this is a different team, and this team is built to be physical. And if we have to pivot and be finesse, then we can do that too.
Jason, when it comes to PJ, you've talked about him being graded defensively and has the potential to learn and grow to be the third guy for you offensively. What have you seen from him the last 2 games offensively that helps your team?
Yeah, I think maybe we should have gone to him a little bit earlier. I think the confidence that we have in PJ on both ends of the floor, not just shooting the 3, but being able to play with him in the post, or him, and when PJ being able to run the offense and get us organized. He has a skill set that he can put the ball on the floor and he can find and make the right plays. We trust that he's going to find the open guy if he's not scoring it. But I think he's just comfortable. And you could see that here in the last 2 games, but you could have, you've been here most of the whole season, so you've seen since March he's comfortable. Being home, being in the playoffs, he's excited, and he's been great on both ends, and we're going to need him to continue to do that and get better on both ends if we want to try to do anything in this series.
Jason, you took Derek out for about a minute and went small with PJ at the 5 for like 50 seconds, took THA back out, put Derek in. Was that because of the hack-a-shack they were doing? And what made you go back so quickly? And where did you have that confidence to put him back in the lineup?
Yeah, I wanted him to catch his breath, but also just to give us a shot. We were getting stops on the defensive end, and so just to make them play defense without fouling, and understanding, that we can do both. We can go small, PJ at the 5. With Maxey out, but being able to get D-Live back in, it's just we have confidence in that young man that he's going to do the right thing. That's just how he's been all season. That's how we've been with him, and not just him, but the whole team, is that there's a big trust factor. And I thought I said it earlier that Kai gave him, some comfort that you don't need to go play tag and run around and play hide and seek. Just take the foul and go up and knock down the free throws.
Coach, over here. It looked like during the game Luka was talking to the refs a lot about the way he was being defended and the way it was being called. Do you think it had any effect, at any point? Like, did he have a point?
No, Luka's being Luka. He's consistent. He's always going to have a conversation with the officials, so that's nothing new.
Jason, after the Game 2 win in Oklahoma, both Derek Lively and Derek Jones came off the court, I'll keep it PC, saying, "I'll die for this ish." As a coach, how do you can't teach passion, but how do you help them guide that passion and continue to improve for success?
Yeah, I think when you talk about those two, I mean, since I talked to D. Jones, all he wants to do is win. And that's just, in today's game or in life, that when you're around positive people like that, good things will happen. And so you can see that with him on the floor, with him off the floor, him starting, him coming off the bench. He's just about the team. And so he's been a big part of our culture change and also about just the trust. When he's out on the floor, they trust him. They trust him with the shot. They trust him with the defensive assignments, and so it's kind of cool to see someone that was last to be signed to the team has that that kind of impact.
Jason, you guys have talked about Derek Lively and how impressive he's been defensively, impressive just in general all season. One thing he hasn't done a lot defensively is switch, and you guys have him out there, a dozen times a game. Going on touche and going on to some of the Thunder's best players. Is that just another example of a way that he is impressed even beyond expectations?
Yeah, it's not easy to read onto an MVP candidate. R. Williams, normally in this league when you're 7 feet and you have someone like Shea, they have the advantage, but he's done a pretty good job of trying to keep him in front. Shea's going to get to where he wants to go. You just got to, make it as hard as possible and contest. And so I think you see D-Live's ability to pick things up quickly, being able to read the pick and roll or have him in coverage, being able to change pitches, just his basketball IQ. You can see that is displayed in this series and in the series before.
Jason, Luka was battling through it all throughout this game. Didn't seem to be quite able to go to that takeover mode that he's obviously got in his bag. What does it say about this team that you're able to win a game where he isn't at that optimum level, and how does that maybe build confidence for you and for this team? Yeah, well, we've been here, before, so we're not built on one guy. We're built on the team. And so if Luka is hurting, the next man up, and someone's got to pick him up. And it's not just Kai. It's the other guys. Timmy's been great for us. Josh was big for us off the bench. And so that's what makes the beauty of sport, that it's a team. It's not golf, where we just have a player and a caddy. This is a group that believes that if someone is hurting, they're going to pick them up. And again, Luka hurting, he's doing everything to put the team in a position to win. And so that's what a leader does. But this is a special group, and they believe in helping one another, and you can see that.
Coach Kidd, when you're playing against a team like the Thunder in the postseason, you're up 2-1, and home court is back in your favor. How do you go about that when you're going against a younger team like the Thunder in the postseason? Yeah, we haven't done nothing. We haven't achieved anything. We got to stay hungry. We're in the same seat in Oklahoma City. We got the split. We did what we had to do. And so we understand that. We got to protect home. So right now we've won Game 3, but that game's over. We're all focused on Game 4 and trying to put our best foot forward to win.
PJ, big night for you, obviously. What was just working for you tonight?
Just trying to attack mismatches, just taking open shots and being aggressive on both ends of the floor. I thought my teammates did a great job of finding me, and I was just trying to convert for them.
PJ, when they're, looking at Luka, looking at Kyrie, you step up the past 2 games. Just tell me about that mentality, just to step up and do what you did.
They've been leaving me in the corner, so just trying to take my time and knock them down. Like I said, just open shots. So for me, just take them with confidence. I've been working on them. So that's all I'm doing, honestly.
PJ, Luka, someone he's getting knocked down a whole lot. He's got scratches all over him. Could you talk about Luka's toughness in this series and what he's done so far?
He's super tough. Luka's a special player, so he's going to get that each and every night. Guys try to get into his head, try to be physical with him, but obviously, it doesn't really do too much to him. So he's a superstar, and he's doing what a superstar does.
PJ, you've definitely been able to have big games during the playoffs. So how has it been able to showcase that, with your first time around in the playoffs?
It's been great. For me, just like I said, trying to be aggressive each and every night. Credit to my teammates for finding me and putting me in great spots to be successful. So for me, it's just all fun and games. I've been waiting to get here my whole career, so I'm enjoying each and every second of it.
PJ, you're obviously someone who embraces the physicality aspect of the game. Just with that first dunk over Chet Holmgren, just how much did that kind of settle things for you?
For me, just trying to be aggressive. I knew he was going to be help side, so try to get an early post up and just try to put him in the basket.
PJ, what did you think of OKC resorting to Hacker Lively, and how did you think Lively responded?
He was playing tag for a little bit, and then we told him just sit there and knock your free throws down. But credit to him. He stepped up and made some big ones late, and we needed it.
PJ, going into the series, you guys had size advantage, but they won the rebound pretty handily in the first game. The last two games, you guys have flipped the switch. Do you think that as the series goes on, you guys' size advantage could become more and more of an advantage?
I think whoever wins the rebounding game is going to win a lot of these games. So for us, we just try to be aggressive on the offense and defensive end. We know we have advantage size, but at the end of the day, it's about who wants it more. So we have to be that team each and every night.
PJ, over here against the wall. I heard you just mention you've been waiting your whole career to get to this point. How proud of you are the younger PJ that kind of helped you get here?
Man, I'm just trying to make his dreams come true. Obviously, just being here is one of my dreams. So just trying to make the most of each and every second. Just trying to play hard out there and give my teammates everything I can.
PJ, Luka's clearly banged up, but what do you make of the way you watch him fight through that and still able to put up the numbers that he does?
He wants these moments. He wants to be here, and obviously we have a goal in mind. So for him, no matter if he's hurt or can't really play, he's going to give it an effort. And you love that from your star players, and we need that. So he's a leader for us, and he's just doing what he does.
PJ, this kind of felt like the game this series turned physical. Was there something that you see out there that kind of is there a play in that game that kind of sets the tone that this is the script is going to flip and this is going to be the tone and the physicality moving forward?
I think our plan was to come out and be aggressive on both ends and just try to be more physical. I felt like in game one, we weren't physical. We let them get away and just let them play free. So for us, obviously they're a great offensive team, and for us, we just have to be physical on that end to just give us a shot.
What's it like going when you see Dort doing what he does to Luka, and just how physical was it out there in the big scheme?
It's a physical game. We're playing for everything, so everybody's trying their hardest, and obviously Dort's a great player, great defender, so he's going to do that each and every night. So we just have to do a better job of trying to get him off of him, setting earlier screens, and just playing fast.
PJ, where's your confidence level right now? Coming off of these two games, performing the way you are in the playoffs, offensively and defensively, high as it's ever been for you?
No, even kill. Can't get high, can't get too low. It's only 2 games, and we need 2 more. So for me, even kill, honestly.
PJ, Shea had 31 today. He's going to get his points, just is what it is. But how do you guys think you feel you've done defending him so far in the series?
I feel like we've done a great job of trying to make it tough. Obviously, he's a great player. He's one of the MVP candidates, so he can score the ball at a very high level. So we just have to try to contest all of his shots and make it tough for him. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Luka, 22 points tonight, 15 rebounds. Obviously, you're out there playing through a lot. Just how are you doing it on a nightly basis?
Battling out there, man. I think I'm battling. I'm glad we got the win, and I just trying to battle out there.
What are you seeing from Kyrie Irving as he kind of takes his time and eases into the game? Obviously, he had a lot of clutch shots in the fourth quarter, especially that floater in there.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's trying to facilitate for everybody too. So he's doing it all on both ends of the floor. So we appreciate having him.
Luka, desde el inicio del juego tuviste a Luka Dort encima tuyo, presionándote, la discusión con los árbitros. ¿Cómo haces para mantenerte concentrado y aún así tener un doble-doble?
Seguir jugando.
As you said, you're out there battling, going through a lot. Coming off the court, you were clearly laboring. What different parts are hurting?
Everything. in the last play, I split 2 defenders. Obviously, nobody touched me. And, hurt my knee again. But just trying to battle out there, man. We got to win. That's all that matters.
Are you concerned about the aspect that now it's pretty much one day between games? Is that?
I mean, at least today is a day game, so we got a little more rest in the last one. And we had to fly out, so it's a little bit more time. So I need the rest, all the rest I can get.
You obviously took a hard fall there when they called the jump ball. What's the concern there? Is it lower back, tailbone?
Yeah, it's straight on my back. But, I mean, right now that's the least of my problems. That just hit. I'll get better in 2 days.
And I know you've got a lot of respect for Lou Dort, but how much is he getting on your nerves right now?
It's fine, They just got to be better. I mean, just call the same fouls on both ends.
Luka, how big was PJ for you guys tonight?
Big. I mean, we went to him again first play. He was hitting the corners. We made 5 threes today. Yeah. But amazing, being aggressive, shooting with confidence, and we believe in him.
Luka, what was Kyrie able to do in order to help jumpstart you guys in the second half with his scoring?
Just like I said before, he's doing everything he can on both sides of the floor, just getting to the basket, passing the ball, defending. So he's been great for us.
Luka, it looked like you were talking to the refs a lot. Do you feel that the game is being officiated the same here, I guess, in Game 3 of the playoffs as it would in the regular season, or not?
I don't think so. Simple answer.
Luka, you've been talking about Derek Lively, how impressed you are with him all season. What did you see from him when he was getting hacked and he was able to step up and over the course hit some free throws?
Big time, man. It's playoffs. He's a rookie. I think people forget that he's a rookie. And to knock down those free throws was amazing to see. And it's big for the confidence. If they're trying to do that, it's big for the confidence. He missed, I think, 2 or 3, and then he knocked the next 4 down, which is huge for us. And just big respect for him in that situation. And again, people keep forgetting that he's a rookie and he's doing this stuff.
He's been so impressive all season, defensively. But what about it is, in this game, he's coming out and switching, dozens of times onto their best offensive players and holding up. That's not something he did a lot in the regular season. How impressive is that?
I mean, it's different scoutings, for different teams, but we believe that he can guard, and he's a tall dude. He can block shots. And man, he's gonna be amazing. He already is, but the potential he has is insane.
When they go to that Haka strategy, what's your reaction and what are your general thoughts on how that can take an opponent such as yourself out of the game?
I'm fine with it. We were fine with it. That's why we left him in the game. We believe in our guys, and we believe he's gonna knock down shots, and that's what we did. Free throws.
Luke, at the start of that fourth quarter, it looked like y'all were emphasizing getting Tim the ball. He got that layup. He stepped up in the past 2 games. What have you thought of Hardaway Jr.'s performance over the last 2 games?
Yeah, it was great, especially in the second game, which was a big game to get back on track, but today too. So he's been great. We got to keep finding him open shots.
PJ had 27 today and 29 previous game. How do you feel about his confidence and how he's been scoring?
Like I said before, we believe in him, and he's going with big confidence, just playing the game, being aggressive, and we believe in him, and he's got to keep going like that.
Luka, you guys are up 2-1, just like Minnesota's up 2-1 after Denver beat him. Do you feel like the West is just wide open, and you guys could take it as well as anybody?
I mean, yeah. If you're here, you got to believe. I believe we can, but it's going to be hard. We didn't do nothing yet. We won 2 games, and we need to win the 4th. So we didn't do anything yet. We just got to keep going.
Buenas tardes, Lucas. Para tus fanáticos en español, ¿cuál es la lección que te llevas del juego de hoy?
No sé, hay que seguir jugando.
Hey, Kyrie, I wanted to ask about the hack-a-shack on Lively. Coach Kidd said you told him to just not worry about running away, just take the foul, shoot it. Can you talk about that?
Were those his exact words?
Not quite, but
What were his exact words, just to be clear?
Something along those lines. Just yeah, what did you say?
No, I want to know exactly. Do you remember?
He said your message was to tell Lively to take the foul and shoot the free throw.
Yeah, what did it look like for you guys when he was running? I just wonder what the fans were thinking too. I actually didn't see him running around until after I didn't see the clip until after the game, but we came back to the bench and I was just like, man, you don't have to do all that. Just let them foul you, accept it, take it as a compliment, and go up there and knock down your free throws, man. We believe in you. We know you put in a lot of reps. So although he is a rookie, I think going up there, he showed a lot of poise. He showed a lot of his preparation, his confidence, and whether he makes or misses, I feel like that's a good opportunity for us. Kind of shows where we are as a team, especially in the half court or playing in transition. I'm talking about the respect from the OKC team, where they don't want us to play in half court, so they go to the Hacka Derek Lively, and it worked out in our favor tonight. So I just want him to go up to that line and shoot confidently.
Kyrie, what can you just say about the impact? My bad. No, you good. What can you say about the impact PJ has been able to make the last two games, and honestly, really overall since he's got here for you guys?
PJ's been spectacular. Since he got here, like you said, and I think he's been able to find his niche, find his role, and accept that he's somebody that we need to go to in this series to be effective. Once we throw it down to him in the post and got him some opportunities on the three-point line, he's been doing well with the reps that he's been getting, the attempts that he's been getting, and he's alleviating a lot of pressure off of me and Luka and the rest of the guys on the team. So whenever guys can step up like that, especially in a playoff environment, it works well for us. And when our whole team is playing well and other guys are stepping up, the game is beautiful to not only watch but be a part of as a competitor.
Kyrie, I wanted to ask one more about Derek Lively, and like you said, it can be really easy sometimes to forget how young he is. You guys are sending him out there, and even switching on to Thunder players, something he didn't do a lot of in the regular season. What does that speak to? Just what you've seen from him, his ability to learn and pick up stuff and just react so quickly.
Man, there's a lot of compliments there, man. Yeah, that's what he deserves for sure. That's something that we talk to him about, but I think the coaches do a great job as well of continuing to keep him prepared, continuing to feed him confidence, and us as players, we just want to surround him with the wisdom, the knowledge of what's happening, what's going on out there on the floor, and also protect him. We understand that he's 20 years old, and we're asking him to do a lot of things out there for us defensively, and then offensively we're asking him to make big decisions in hostile environments, or when we're at home and the game is pretty close. So we just want to continue to feed him good energy, and since the regular season and when he's been healthy, he's been an anchor for us numerous occasions where he's won us basketball games. So that's just the tale of our team this year. Is we have a lot of special guys that have unique skill sets, and when they're playing at the top of their game, it's a joy to watch. It's a joy to be a part of.
Kyrie, you had a flurry of baskets there in the fourth quarter, including the left-hand floater to kind of ice the game. I think on the broadcast you said that you had a coach come up to you and say you wish you would have got going a little bit sooner. Just what goes into your mind when you're finally getting it going, and why are you so comfortable in those moments?
It's basketball, man. I think, I've been able to learn that, from people that are sitting on the sideline see different things. So I respect their opinion. But also as a player, as a hooper, who's seen numerous series, who's been in a lot of different battles, who has failed at the highest level, reading the game is just as important as, forcing yourself into things. So for me in the first half, I just felt like there were some opportunities off the pick and roll I could have taken advantage of. I didn't, but it was still a one-point game, and I think my confidence in my teammates during those stretches goes to ultimate high because I need them and they need me. But I also understand the gravity that I pull, and also utilizing myself as, I don't really like the word decoy at all, but being out there to be ready to make an impact when my number's called. We got guys that score at a very high level. I score at a very high level, but sometimes in playoff games, it's not going to be like that. And, one thing that I always like to tell people is just go watch some of the games in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. I don't know how the NBA game has changed in terms of perspective that people see and want to see star players score a bunch of points and force a bunch of stuff. But, you look at some of the greatest teams, that have played and won championships, a lot of guys have been selfless, and a lot of guys have been willing to, just read the game and give what the game needs. So if my job is to play defense that night, and that's what I'm geared towards, and I feel like that's what my intention is, to get us a win, and that's where it's going to be. It's not going to be, trying to delegate my offensive prowess to force myself into the game. It's going to come, man. I feel like I'm one of the most unguardable people in the world, just like, the rest of my peers feel. It's just the confidence. But in the playoffs, you don't have time to wallow in, the extra thoughts of offense. Defense wins championships. So,
if I could have a quick follow-up, when did you kind of learn that lesson in your career?
When did I learn it?
Yeah.
I've lost a few games in my career, man, and dealt with the pushback. And I think the difference between me now and, me a few years ago is just, allowing those external voices to infiltrate to what I believe the game is for me, and I've been taught by some of the best, so I need to trust that. Sometimes social networks can get in the fray of like what you should be doing, and I think that's a dangerous place to be. So I like to be surrounded with masters of the game, masters that are going to give me, truth about the basketball game and how I can continue to be better, and it's time to move forward.
Kyrie, similar question. In this playoff, you scored the most of your points in the second half. Is that part of your plan, or it is because the flow of the game, or you're reading the game? So,
yeah, it's just reading the game. It's just reading it at a very high level, and then understanding who we have on our team, and making sure my teammates feel confident going into halftime. It's a very unique series. It's not every series is going to be different. It's going to be different challenges, different obstacles. So just got to approach it that way and be willing to adapt.
Kyrie, with all you've accomplished in your career, what more do you have to show the world about Kyrie, the ball player? What motivates you? What continues to motivate you at this point in your career?
Are you talking about right now where we are, or just when
general.
I wake up every day?
Yeah, just in general. But basketball-wise, what more do you have to prove or show about you as a ball player?
I don't think it's so much about proving anything. I believe it's just putting the basketball game in perspective. I think Josh Hart had a tremendous quote where he talked about, people having 12-hour shifts, and we get to go out there and play a game that we love. And I think that was like the nail right on the head for a lot of us in the way we feel. That doesn't take away from our competitive spirit and what we want to accomplish as, legacy members of the NBA. A lot of us, and I'll say this for a lot of us peers, sometimes we forget that we're the top of the top. We have ascended here because of a lot of hard work. We've ascended here because we've sacrificed a lot of family time. We've ascended here because we've done little things in order to be great teammates and to be recognized as some of the most special, most talented players in the world. So that's one thing, that I feel like I could lay my hat on, is just being one of those people. But I think on the opposite side, it's just understanding that the next generation is watching, and I want them to have this game to appreciate as an art space and not just business. You should enjoy it. You should enjoy the competition. You should enjoy going against the best of the best. And I don't want to overspeak here, but for me personally, that's just where my focus has been. Getting up every day is looking at my kids, looking at my wife, looking at the kids that are still playing basketball. And it teaches you about teamwork. It teaches you about leadership. It teaches you about exercise. It teaches you about dieting. It teaches you about life. And that's why I picked up the basketball. It wasn't to be bombarded all the time wherever I go. I hate the celebrity worship. I hate the adultery. I hate all that stuff that comes with the extra nuances of being a, quote unquote famous person in the NBA. So again, it's just about leading the next generation and understanding that I got to stay poised through the chaos and hate out here. So that's really where my head lays.
We know Luka's dealing with a lot physically right now, and this wasn't one of those games where he got in a great shot-making groove. What did you think about his impact, in a game that wasn't kind of his typical flow?
What do you mean? Typical form? What do you mean? Just like 34 and 8 and 9? Are you talking about that? Or?
Right. And like I said, it wasn't a game that he was able to dominate as a scorer. What do you think about his impact despite that?
I think he used his voice very well tonight, and you can tell he wanted to win. And that's all we need from Luka. We know he's going to be who he is in attack, but for us, it's just continuing to feed him that energy that he can trust who he's around, and he can trust that when the ball leaves his hands that other good things are going to happen. Great players really feel like they have to initiate themselves at times in the beginning of the game or at the end of the game. I feel like he's figured that out to a certain degree, and it's up to us to continue to mold that greatness alongside him where, no matter if he scores a lot or not, our team is going to win. And that's where we're putting our best foot forward, is the energy towards that. Instead of looking at, oh, man, Luka's not scoring a bunch of points. It's like, no, we have other guys that can contribute as well and want to contribute. And when it's Luka's time to take over, we allow him to take over. When it's my time to take over, it's my time to take over. PJ's time. So everybody gets a certain 2-minute span where if they make one shot, we're coming back to you. So that's the NBA playoffs. Get used to that. I know you're used to that. But that's where we feel most confident and comfortable, is when it's our guy's time. We want to celebrate him and continue to feed him that confidence. So it's not just on Luka, it's on all of us.
Is it? It seems pretty high on the physicality scale out there. Is it a beating? Is it, because it kind of looks that way from afar?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. What you're seeing out there, yeah, we're definitely feeling it. But I think that's what makes all of this, mean a lot more, is because you're sacrificing a lot of that, time that you would spend with your family or friends, and you're recovering and you're resting and you're trying to get ready mentally and spiritually, emotionally, physically for a beating, as you say. But going against this Thunder team is a great test, and I'm enjoying it. I know my teammates are enjoying it too. So got a lot of respect for them, but we know how we have to play against them.
Kyrie, with Luka having someone where he's getting pestered a lot, the NBA playoffs as well as anyone. Just kind of two questions. How do you feel like Luka is handling the physicality? And then secondly, what have you done so well in your career that helps you stay poised in those moments when someone's trying to get under your skin?
Well, first with Lou Dort pressuring Luka, that's part of their game plan. So that shouldn't be anything that surprises us anymore at this point. We kind of expect him to play like that, and also be an anchor for their defense alongside Chet and Jalen and Shea. They're a good defensive team, and they get their hands on a lot of loose basketballs pretty often. So we just try to affirm to Luka, just keep attacking him, play through the physicality, play through the contact as you've always done, and I think that makes him better. I think he responds very well to it. He's going to make some shots, he's going to miss some shots, but I like him continuing to attack. And for me, to answer your second question, just staying poised, again, it's just the experience and being in a lot of playoff series and understanding what it takes to get the best out of my teammates and them getting the best out of me, and sticking to the game plan and doing the little things to get wins.
Kyrie, I don't know that I can sit here and say that the light has come on for P.J. Washington, because it's not like he hasn't scored in bunches before in his career. But 2 games back-to-back like this in the playoffs is not nothing. Is there something from your perspective that you've noticed, whether it's his demeanor, whether it's how he's attacking certain moments on the floor? Is there something that you can point to that, hey, that's different?
Yeah, I believe that when you're an offensive player, or you're a player on the court, and you start off the game with a make or a post-up, or we go to you right away to start off the game, it does something for your confidence, and it does something for him energetic-wise. You can tell he runs up and down the court feeling even better about himself. So to see him shoot well, he starts the game off well. He starts, an unbelievable defensive matchup on who he's going against. So I think he's just engaged. It's not like we haven't seen him engaged, but when he starts hitting shots, then those little things on the defensive end start to be a lot tougher on the opposing player, because that confidence goes hand in hand. And I feel like he's a good two-way player for us, and now I think he's proven it. They're leaving him open. He's open for a reason, right? That was part of their game plan, so we have to make them pay for that. Now that he's had 2 good games, we have to expect in Game 4 that they're going to come out with a different adjustment, and just want to continue to feed him confidence and keep that right elbow tucked when he's shooting those threes, because it looks beautiful right now. It looks beautiful.